main event for what was a really good Dynamite this week. But we had the Jericho versus Nick Gage. That's the second level for MJF's video game for Jericho to get through to get to the big bad. But it was a really gruesome match. I know it was not technically on the, I guess, more extreme side of it, sort of a death match rules, but how do you guys feel about AEW kind of leaning into these death or extreme matches? We've had them close the show, I think, three of the last 3 months worth of shows.
I'm fine with it in limited doses, and I thought that it was actually pretty savvy of AEW to do Nick Gage is kind of hot right now because of the dark side of the ring. I'm fine with it. I don't want a steady diet of it, but for the story that they're doing, I'm fine with it basically.
I struggle with it. Garbage wrestling, I really struggle with it. I know it has a place. I would prefer that place is Japan, where it traditionally is. It did fit the story, and I was curious because I'd never seen Nick Gage wrestled. I just had seen stuff on Twitter and Facebook. But again, like the thing with it's not savvy if you're trying to be a national company. Just as you see the thing with Domino's, I believe it was with the sponsorship and them using the pizza cutter, them just totally distancing themselves from it, and also the fact that they might pull a sponsorship. So that kind of wrestling in your main event, I think, is counterproductive to you as a business, but it might pop a rating, and I think it did have the highest rated segment on there. But a lot of that was because it's Jericho doing it. So I have mixed feelings about it. But like Sam said, you do it sparingly, but I'd rather not see it, honestly. And I don't think it's going to help you with growth. Hardcore is enough to me. They could have done what WWE would have done, which is just bring it down a little bit. But they kind of, neuter it, I guess, is what I would have seen, just to like a hardcore match. They did a version. I know he does more, but they did a version of what he does.
Yeah, it's too much for me. And again, that's my personal preference. I do wonder, though, if you're trying to build, this national show, that I just don't feel like that's for the masses. It's very niche. And to me personally, it would probably make more sense to have these kind of matches on pay-per-view. So that way you're paying for it. You kind of have to go out of your way to see it, to where, if you're just flipping through the channels to watch AEW, I don't really want to see somebody having a pizza cutter, taken across their face. But I will give kudos to Jericho. We question, what's he really going to, what kind of bumps is he going to take? What's he going to do? He took a beating. So,
the one thing that I did want to throw in there is that from the point of view of the AEW needs to differentiate itself from WWE, it's not a bad idea. Because WWE, we've seen the same hardcore matches, kendo sticks, weapon shots. They don't really hurt anybody. And so AEW can go, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're standing apart. And I appreciated that.
Well, they already stand apart because they use blood. And their matches, they stand apart. Blood is enough to stand apart. I don't know if you want to stand apart so much that you, you could come up to American Idol and pull your pants down, you'd stand apart, but I'm not sure that would help you.
Touche.
But I see what you're saying.